I love 70s rock guitar. That is what I call riff rock. It's based on single note lines with rock chords. And I've got another one that I'm going to play that's very similar to that one. Here we go. Thanks for watching 70s Rock Guitar. Today I'm going to be talking about modifying this guitar. I recently did a video about upcoming projects, and I mentioned a few things about how I was going to modify this thing. It's a 2008 Gibson Les Paul Standard Cherry Sunburst. I've always been a Jimmy Page fan, and I've never owned a Cherry Sunburst. I really like the way this guitar plays. I like the way it sounds acoustically and electrically for the most part, other than the pickups are a little bit mismatched. It's a light one. This one only weighs about 7.5 pounds as compared to a normal Les Paul, which weighs close to 10, sometimes even over 10. Very nice guitar here. But there are some things about it that I would like to change, and so let's get started. First of all, the pickups. They are mismatched, and as long as I'm swapping the pickups out, I'm going to do something very special. I'll show you. I have in my hands here two Seymour Duncan pickups. One of them is a 59 bridge, and the other one is, I'm pretty sure it's a Duncan distortion from a long time ago. I love double cream coil pickups. I don't know why, but I just love that color scheme. And so I'm going to use the screw coil, which is cream, on this zebra pickup. And this is a reverse zebra, where the slug coil is cream, and I'm going to match those two together and mate them up to make a single pickup. Okay, enough about that pickup. We're going to find out what that sounds like. Now, here I'm going to show you why I'm going to change those pickups out, because these two pickups I think are quite mismatched. I'm going to point this out to you. Here we go. Normally you would have a hotter pickup in the back here at the bridge and a weaker pickup up front. That's how, like say, a 59 set comes from Seymour Duncan. The front pickup is going to be less than 8K, like 7.9, and this one's going to be like 8.3. The hotter pickup goes in the back. In this case, they've got the hotter pickup up front. This is actually a Seymour Duncan 59 neck pickup, so it just doesn't belong back here. It actually sounds pretty good all by itself, but mated with this one, the mismatch is just too much. This one's too trebly. This one's way too round and fluffy and bassy. They don't work well together. As long as I've got the guitar apart, I'm going to go ahead and put that pickup that I mentioned in the back. I think that's going to sound really good. And then I'm probably going to put maybe a DiMarzio PAF Pro or something in the front. That should be a much better match. And I'll have a double cream coil in the back. And since DiMarzio makes double cream coils, I'll have a double cream coil in the front. And that, I think, will look very nice. All right, let's talk about the next modification I'm going to do. I'm going to do the volume control mod to this guitar. Now, there's lots of volume control modifications, but this one I would call the volume control mod. It consists of a couple of components that you solder on, and I'm going to tell exactly why I'm doing it and what kind of effect it has. Essentially, when you roll off your volume control, a lot of time you lose your highs. I'm going to see if I can illustrate that right now. Okay, when I rolled the volume control back, I lost a lot of my highs. Maybe you can't hear that, but I hear it, especially when I'm playing in a band and I'm just not getting through quite like I was. My presence goes away and some of my highs. By the way, if you've noticed that I roll my volume back way back here and that's not the normal position, I've already modified that on this guitar. I like my volume controls in the back, towards the heel of the guitar, where I can play and then I can just reach down and hit them with the edge of my hand like this. And so I've already moved that. That's one thing I've done. I'm going to go ahead and play my way out right now, and I'll be back with the modifications. Here we go. See you in a minute. Okay, we are back. Les Paul and I, both of us, back. This is Guitar Project 1. A lot of time has passed. There's actually been over a month that has passed since I shot that last segment. But I'm going to wrap up Guitar Project 1, which is the 2008 Gibson Les Paul Standard Cherry Sunburst. And I've succeeded in everything that I wanted to do, and so I'm going to describe it really quickly. First, I was going to change out both of the pickups. The older pickups were mismatched. The back one was a 59 neck pickup by Seymour Duncan, and neck pickup was stuck back here in the bridge, which is a little out of kilter, little too weak, a little too much high frequencies, and a little too shrill. And then the front pickup was a Gibson chrome-covered front pickup that was real big and boomy and bassy sounding. There was a volume jump between the two pickups, and there was a big tonal difference that I didn't like. So here's what I've done. I have installed a DiMarzio PAF Master pickup in the front. It's a really good sounding pickup. Let's just listen to it all by itself and see how it sounds. Okay, I like that sound. And then here's the back pickup. I'm just going to play a little run here, and we'll listen to this with both coils on in full humbucker mode. Here we go. Okay, so that part of the project is a success. The other thing that I would like to show is that the pickups are better matched than they were before. Let me just roll through that right quick. In the middle of this run, you will see me flip up like this, and I'll be flipping from the back pickup to the front pickup, and you'll see that the two pickups are very well matched. Here we go. Okay, so there's not nearly as much volume discrepancy or tonal discrepancy as there was before. Two pickups that are in different spots are always going to sound different, of course. That's the whole point of them. But you don't want a great big volume jump or a great big tonal shift when you go between the pickups. All right, now, the volume control mod, I'm going to play a quick run, and as I play it, remember my volume control is back here. I like it in the back towards the heel of the guitar so I can hit it with the edge of my hand like this. I am going to roll that back at a couple of points during this, and you'll be able to hear that I don't lose my highs. Most volume controls, when you roll them back, you lose a bunch of your highs, your presence, and this one is going to prevent that. So let's just listen to this and hear how it sounds. Roll it back a little bit. One more time. Okay, so you can hear that I retain my highs all the way through rolling the volume control down, which is a really cool thing. I hate it when my guitar gets muddy as I roll the volume back. And now I would like to make it clear that I have decided to leave the details of the construction of this pickup to a different video. You'll be able to find another video on my channel that is called The Assembly of the Seymour Duncan Pickup. It'll be the part where I show how I disassembled those two pickups and melded them together into one by taking both of the cream coils and putting them together. That is a separate video. I'll go into detail on all of the stuff about the resistances of the two coils and how I did it and everything. The volume control mod also will be on a separate video, and I'll show how I did that. And then finally, there's a third thing that I've gained here, and that is I've been able to tap the coils. What I've done is I've wired the center tap on this pickup to this volume control right here. So when I roll it back, it essentially shorts out the screw coil and leaves the front coil live. So I go from a double coil sound, a humbucker sound, I go to a single coil sound. I'm going to play a run that really illustrates the difference between the two and shows how it can make a big difference. Here we go. Okay, now I'm going to roll that volume control back down here, and it's going to kill the screw coil and just leave the one coil left. And now I'm going to get a single coil sound. Here we go. Couple of mistakes in there, but you can see that the sound is a lot more single coilish, a little bit more like a Strat. It'll never sound just like a Strat, but you can sure start approaching the sound of a Strat by rolling a coil off on a Les Paul. And I think it's a very useful thing. So, Guitar Project 1 is a success. Managed to switch out the pickups, get really good sounding pickups, build or assemble a really good sounding pickup in the back here and be able to tap the coils on it, and the two pickups match a lot better than they did. And finally, the volume control mod that allows you to roll back your volume without losing your highs. So that's a success, and you can watch those other videos to see how I assembled that pickup, how I wired that volume control mod, and even how I wired the coil tap potentiometer by just getting into the back of the control cavity back here, and I'll show that stuff later on. So, thank you for watching 70s Rock Guitar, and I will see you in another video. See you again in another video indeed. Actually, I have another update right now. This will complete Guitar Project 1. I know it's unusual for me to have yet another update, but as I said in another video, guitar players are vain, and I am no exception. And while those other pickups sounded really good to me, I've got a couple in now that sound even better. I have swapped the pickups again. I've built both of these pickups. Now, the story of the back pickup that I had in before is that it was a screw coil from a Seymour Duncan 59 and the slug coil from a Seymour Duncan distortion pickup. And I have a video showing how I put that pickup together. And then for this pickup that's in here right now, I've got the screw coil from a Seymour Duncan George Lynch Screamin' Demon, and I've got the front coil, the slug coil, from a Seymour Duncan Custom. So this would be called a Screamin' Custom Hybrid. And there is a video on how I put that one together. So if you want to learn about how to take pickups apart, put them back together, there are two right there, and then there's a third one, because my favorite pickup for the front of a guitar is a Seymour Duncan Jazz. Now, I liked that DiMarzio PAF Pro pickup. It was a nice sounding pickup, but I wanted to go ahead and put a Seymour Duncan Jazz in the front because it's my favorite front pickup for a Les Paul. They do not have a double cream coil pickup, which is what I like because I'm vain, so I made my own. I took two Seymour Duncan Jazz pickups and simply swapped the two cream coils from two different pickups together to make one. And there's a video about that. It's called the Jazz Humbucker Coil Swap would be the name of that video. So those are the pickups that I have in it right now, and I think they sound really good, and I'd like to demonstrate by playing a couple of things. To demonstrate the sound of these two pickups, I'm going to play some parts from a song written by some friends of mine. Now, as I do, I'll be flipping back and forth between the back pickup, and then I'll flip the switch up for the front pickup, and I'll try to do it at appropriate times so you can hear the way the two pickups sound individually, and plus the way they blend. When I switch back and forth, there's not a great volume jump or a great tonal jump. So, here I go. Okay, I think I did that well enough that you can hear the two pickups flipping back and forth between them, and you can see how they both sound. I'm really happy with the way the guitar sounds now. It's not that I really didn't like those pickups before, it's just that I knew there was something better, and I was able to achieve it. There's one last thing that I haven't mentioned. I was able to tap the coil on this so that when I roll this lower volume control down here back, I'm able to kill the one coil and keep the other coil live, and I'm going to demonstrate that real quick just so you can hear how that sounds. Here's the double coil sound. And here it is with one coil of this rear humbucker grounded out, so I can get a single coil sound. So this Les Paul is set up just how I like it. It's got the Seymour Duncan Screamin' Custom Hybrid pickup that I assembled in the back. It's got the Seymour Duncan Jazz pickup with 2 cream coils that I also assembled up here in the front. They both sound really good in my opinion. It's got the volume control relocated to the back control back here, nearest to the heel of the guitar, so I can hit it with the edge of my hand. It's got the volume control mod installed there, so that when you roll it back, the highs are preserved. The 2008 Gibson Les Paul Standard Cherry Sunburst Guitar Project 1 is now a complete success, and now on to other projects.